for, in terms of violent means. And I mean, I think that helps history evolve. And again, like we find, in today's world, there is a lot of value we get out of reading Aristotle. There's a lot of value in reading Plato, and they didn't necessarily agree with each other. Again, getting to truth sometimes is that elephant in the that concept of the elephant and the prophet, where everybody feels the elephant. Every blind man feels an elephant differently, and they come up with a different concept of what an elephant is, but they're not all wrong. They're just seeing it from a different perspective. And I think you can think of what, Aristotle and Plato's approaches to reality and truth the same way. I bring this all up just because, it goes back to just bringing this back to our society and where we are at this time and how much we disagree with each other and dislike each other in society. And, I think we need to remain with freedom of speech and respect for individuals' opinions. We also need to be a society where, when we disagree with others, we can actually articulate their position properly and not misrepresent it. One of the things I think is important in real debate, which doesn't happen very much, almost never, is two people come to the same terms about a proposition and definitions before they move forward. We define words differently, and we come into the fallacy of reification, that we just have angership, censorship, misrepresentation, and then things don't get better. So I think this is something we need to think about in terms of how we handle disagreements with each other. We need to do a better job of being civil and being nonviolent. We also need to do a better job of understanding other positions and making sure that we come to the same terms about a proposition, even if we disagree with each other, because we'll actually find consensus if we really focus on that. And then just understanding that, like, if you're not doing that, you're misrepresenting others, you're involved in manipulation, and there's an inevitable cycle where you're going to end up at high risk of advocating for censorship and violence and those sort of means.